Greetings, redheads. Thank you for joining me in another episode of your favorite show, the one, the only Red's View. Of course, I am your gracious host, J Red. Before I begin this video, make sure that you hit that subscribe button, hit the like button or the dislike button. It is all good as long as we get some traction. Let me go live on Instagram real quick. Give me a second. Go live here, and we are live and active, good to go. Also, if you're watching YouTube and you're a subscriber, don't be afraid. Please hit that super chat to support the show. Hit that super chat for your boy. See if you can say that 1,000 times. Hit the super chat if you're on YouTube right now. Every bit of dollar, every whatever you got, please donate for the show. First, there you go. Shout out to J Money 15. Shout out to J Money 15. But yeah, don't be afraid to hit the super chat to support your boy. You know what I'm saying? Whatever you got, $5, $10, hundreds, it don't even matter. Support the show. And then if you're watching this on Facebook, hit that share button, ladies and gentlemen. Hit that share button, please. And also, of course, hit the like button. Don't be afraid to chat as well, because I do post the chats. If you have something to say, I'm definitely going to post it, just like my guy J Money 15 right here. So shout out to J Money. He's the first one to tap in, and we got some more people coming in right now. But anyway, man, yeah, I've been having a productive week. Usually I go live on Tuesdays. I know, but sometimes it could vary. It could vary on a Tuesday. It could be a Wednesday. You never know what it is. You know what I'm saying? We are all good as gold. Okay. Bet. Just looked at a DM I just got. But anyway, man, we got a lot to talk about. A lot to talk about. See, when you miss a day, you'll have more stuff to talk about. We're going to talk about Drake. We're going to talk about 21 Savage, Donald Trump, Kamala Harris, all that stuff, right? But let me get started, right? Let me get started to the topic that's at hand today. Now, Drake dropped 100 gigabytes, 100 GB on your head top. That's right. Drake dropped a new project. And when I say project, it's really like a real project, like a project, not just a musical project, but he dropped 100 gigabytes for your head top. Now, what is this, J Red? What is that? Well, in case you've been hiding under a rock, what that is, it's a project. It goes to a website that has a bunch of folders that you can download, right? It has 3 unreleased songs on there. 3 unreleased songs, and then he has 100 gigabytes worth of content, videos, it's like behind the scenes stuff, you know what I'm saying, like music videos, just all that kind of stuff, right? He said, I don't got it at the moment, but I got you one day. Appreciate you, man. Appreciate you. Exactly. But yeah, Drake dropped 100 gigabytes on your head top, and like I said, it's 3 unreleased songs. I'm not exactly sure if they're new. I believe they should be, but he labeled it as unreleased, you know, so we'll just go with unreleased songs, and then just a whole bunch of content. Now, of course, I didn't download any of that stuff. I just heard clips of it from Twitter and or X, whatever you want to call it, and then I heard some stuff from Instagram, of course, and I've seen it. It flooded my Twitter timeline. Of him and Steph Curry playing pool, shooting pool together. Him talking to Cameron when him and 21 Savage was shooting a music video. It's a whole bunch of content. So if you're a Drake fan, especially if you're a Drake stan, like my homeboy I know named CJ, I'm quite sure you enjoyed this. You got 3 new records free. This is all free 99. You don't have to pay for any of this. You can go to the website right now. I think it's called 100 gigabytes for your headtop.com or something like that, or 100 gigabytes, whatever. It'll take you directly there, and you can download the songs and download all that content, all for free. Or you can just watch it on YouTube. But you know, as far as the songs, did anybody get a chance to listen to the songs, to hear the songs? What did you think about the songs? I heard a couple of songs and I was just like, to me, this is me personally. It sounds like the typical Drake stuff that's out. It wasn't nothing that was ooh or ahhing about it. You know what I'm saying? Now, of course, if you're a Drake fan, like, or a Drake stan, you're going to find something to enjoy about it. But to me, it sounded typical. One thing that was funny was that the artists that are featured on there are all Atlanta artists. And you know the reason why I brought that up. The hottest song in the country right now, which is Not Like Us, which has been out for 3 months now, right? What did Kendrick say in that? Kendrick said, you ran to Atlanta when you need a check balance. You're not a colleague, you're an effing colonizer. So who is featured on the project? None other than Atlanta artists or Clayco artists. Lotto, you got 21 Savage, even though he ain't FBA, and then you have Young Thug. So now obviously the Young Thug track would be unreleased, so that's an unreleased verse, but Young Thug appeared on the project as well. So you got, now every song doesn't feature that. I think it's two solo. No, it's, is it one solo song? It's I know it's Drake and Thug on one song, then it's a Drake song, then it's Drake, 21 Savage, and Lotto. If I'm not right, correct me. Because I skimmed through those, I ain't gonna lie to you. But one of them sounded like a Caribbean sounding track. I forgot the names of them, but to me, it wasn't anything that I was just like, oh man, like Drake is back, Drizzy is back, whatever the case may be. And like I said, the content, I saw some of the stuff, some of the clips, but I really just wasn't interested. But the real reason that I'm talking about this is because a lot of people were reading into it. A lot of people were reading into it, wanting to know why. Why would Drake drop a free project with 100 gigabytes worth of content? Why? Somebody like Drake, when he releases music, is very, very extremely seldom that he doesn't release them to streaming platforms, because Drake is a person that always likes to chart. He's a data person, which I respect him on that, right? Drake always is known for dominating the charts, but why would he drop these songs without it being on a DSP, which is streaming platforms, pretty much, right? So I have my own theories as to why he did this. The reason why I feel like Drake dropped this project is because he's still spiraling. Drake is trying to throw stuff at the wall to see what sticks. Follow me now. Think about this. Since the Kendrick Lamar beef happened, and Kendrick clearly won, Drake got dominated, right? Drake has not been able to bounce back and be Drake. Since the Kendrick Lamar battle, Drake hasn't been able to bounce back and fully be Drake. If you look at the releases, now the only thing noteworthy is his feature on the Sexy Red song, but again, that's a Sexy Red song. And that's not even as big as the previous ones, like the Rich Baby Daddies, and I think they had another collaboration and stuff. But usually Drake is supposed to take over the charts, take over the summer, but he has not been able to do that yet. And when we're talking about taking over the summer, I'm saying from when school lets out, whether you're at a college, elementary school, whatever, right? So towards the end of May, all the way to the beginning of August, that's the summer. Now, of course, weather-wise, no, the summer don't stop until Labor Day. I mean, excuse me, Labor Day in September. So the weather is still scorching, but the summer is pretty much over. So we thought that Drake was about to drop some summer bangers or whatever, and he dropped a couple of tracks with that girl, Cabela, whatever her name is, right? Those fell flat. The only thing noteworthy that he dropped was the Sexy Red song. So the reason I think he dropped this project is because he really doesn't know what to do, and he's testing the waters right now. He's trying to see if he would have released these as regular singles, people would have clowned him about it. Drake is in the hot seat right now because everything that he releases, and I've said this on my show numerous times, everything that Drake releases will be compared to Not Like Us. Everything that he releases. You say, yeah, Drake trying to find a good angle. Yes, exactly. He doesn't really know where to go. He's lost right now, because imagine if the Kendrick Lamar beef didn't happen. Drake would have just been releasing music like he normally does, right? And he has to continue to release music. I'll get to that a little later. But he's trying to throw something at the wall and see what sticks. He really don't know what to do. He's spiraling out of control because it caught him off guard. I think what he thought was going to happen was we were going to forget about this and he would be straight. But let me tell you something about Drake. It's been revealed through this situation that he has burner accounts, just like all these other major celebrities have burner accounts. Even if they don't look at it through their pages, they have a burner account. That means that it's a discrete account, maybe got like 100 or 200 followers, and they just go through and might hit the like button, might comment on something to help change narratives. But he has that burner account, so that means that he hears what people are saying in the streets. He sees what people are saying on Twitter. Kendrick Lamar does the same thing. Everybody does it. So for those who acting like he's unbothered by this situation, Drake is scrambling right now. He's scrambling right now, looking to see what people say. So why would I release music for it to be heavily critiqued when I could just test the waters, put it out, effortlessly, and see what people say? This is what happened with the song Push Ups. Remember when Drake dropped that song Push Ups and he dropped a version that wasn't mixed and mastered all the way, and a lot of us were questioning if it was AI? He did that to see if people liked it. He saw that his fans were hyped behind it just enough. I don't know what numbers was going to be, but maybe he was just like, okay, if at least 70% of the people give a good feedback to it, then I'm putting it out. And that's what happened. Now, Family Matters, he felt like he had the momentum, so he just put that out. But this project that he put out, if he would have put this out and on streaming platforms and it didn't go number one, people are gonna say he fell off. Say if it didn't crack the top 10, people would have said that he fell off. The top 20, whatever. He saw what was happening, because you remember when he put out the Sexy Red song, he didn't promote that at all. He didn't really. I don't think he even posted in his story. He's putting stuff out like this for free, a bunch of this content to try to help change the narrative, and he's throwing little hints that he's not done with Kendrick, allegedly. Now, the reason that I'm saying that, and for the people that are watching this right now, let me say this, man. Drake versus Kendrick part 2, let me just dead those. That's not going to happen. That's not going to happen. It ain't going to be no other rap battle. Now, let me show you why people may have been saying this. So from my understanding from this burner account that he has, it's called Plot Twist, right? It's called Plot Twist. And I think one of the pictures, it has No One Likes Us Euro 2024. So some people were just like, that could mean that he's going on tour, and that's what it's called, No One Likes Us. And some people were insinuating that, hey, he's about to go back at Kendrick, because the No One Likes Us line, oh, he about to go at Kendrick again. I call cap on that. I don't think he's going at Kendrick. However, I think that he's trying to sway and change the narrative to this. He's trying to play on this because it's still the hottest thing out. And see, discreetly kind of just say stuff, which it ain't too discreetly, but saying stuff without saying stuff. He's trying to ride this momentum to this tidal wave to try to kind of change the narrative, because he can't not address it. If he doesn't address it, he looks weak. But if he does address it, he looks weak. Now, some of the comments right here, I like this one. It says, but he ain't bothered, in quotations, because a lot of people were saying he ain't bothered. Somebody said that he's so cringe. Sore loser. Can't believe he lost a rap battle at 37. I mean, happens to anybody. Drake can't get this off of his chest. All that stuff. I believe all of it. I think that Drake is at a stalemate right now, and he doesn't really know where to go. And you notice he went back to Atlanta artists. So this project altogether kind of makes him look bad going in and coming out. For his fans, you could write this off as, oh, he's over it. But if he's over it, how come it's all these links to the burner accounts and insinuating that he's going at Kendrick? And even something else that was questionable was 21 Savage dissing Kendrick. The song that he has with 21 Savage, I forgot what it's called, but I'm paraphrasing the line. He says something like, oh, he think he hard. He got a couple songs. He think he Pac now. We're going to hit him up now, or something like that. Academics quickly spoke with 21 Savage's manager and dispelled those rumors. He quickly said, no, that's not true. That song was probably previously recorded or whatever. I don't know, but I think that Drake put that out on purpose just to get people talking about it. I think Drake is doing this just to keep his name out there. Is it a possibility that he's going to make another diss track? Has he fully let it go? He hasn't let it go. He hasn't, but he's not dumb enough to put out another diss record. And I keep saying this for anybody who believes that he's going to put. Now, I do believe that he's going to put out more subliminals. Of course, Drake is known for that. He ain't going to let it go then. But it would be idiotic for him to put out another diss record because he already put out another diss record. Kendrick is the one that hasn't responded to the Hard Part 6. All Kendrick has done now is ride the wave of Not Like Us. Don't need to say anything. So why would Drake put out another song going at Kendrick to start the beef up? Then it's going to really make it look like, oh, okay, he's not as over it as his fans are saying. And like, it just wouldn't be. You saw what happened the first time. It wasn't on point. All right, so Laker for life. Shout out to you. He said he's not spiraling, bro. Only people that care about that aftermath are dot fans. Drake haters and hip hop purists. The rest of us just want good music. I don't care if it's a rap record, R&B record. You said it's over. Dot one. Drake will still make hits. Dot will still. Okay. All right. If Drake will still make hits, how come these songs aren't on streaming platforms? Answer that. Riddle me this. If Drake is this hit maker, why did he put this not on streaming platforms? See, we're hiding behind the, oh, he's not bothered, moving on, but he's still putting stuff out, insinuating that he's not over it. Should I show this to you again? Look at this, Laker for Life, just in case you missed it. Just in case you missed it. Look at this. This was a link to his burner accounts. No one likes us. Euro 2024. He's not over it. The man is not over it. And what was interesting also is what Charlemagne had to say about it. I feel Charlemagne on this. Listen to this, because they were reacting to it. Fair use, by the way, fair use.
So you like it. So you support and full of it. And you like this project because people are saying Drake should just shut up, go away for a little bit, and then come back later.
Right,
but you think Drake's in the zone. You think
he can't take a break. He said it in for All the Dogs Deluxe trailer. He said that like he's just
got Canadian testicles in your cheeks right now.
Go ahead, man. Listen. So you're 100% supportive. You listen to the project and it's a dope project.
Yeah, the 3 songs is great. Whether they're Lucy's in the archive, I'm pretty sure he has plenty of music we haven't heard.
That's the issue, right? Drake just doing stuff. There's no direction to it. He's trying to make it look organic, like it's nothing, like it's effortless. But this is clearly a rollout. He's putting his toe in the water. He wants to see how people feel about him. Drake, you're fine, okay? Today you are you. That is truer than true. There is no one alive who is youer than you, Drake. Okay, you know who that is?
He's just doing
Dr.
what he
Seuss.
wants. Like he's just doing what he wants to do.
Thank you, OVO. Do you mind OVO if we play?
Okay. I feel Charlemagne. Now, is Drake on the surface level okay? Yeah, he can still put out music. It's just not going to hit the same like it has been because it's going to be compared to Kendrick. Now, Laker for Life, you can attest to this. I've been saying Drake has been on the decline for years. There has been Drake fatigue before Kendrick. Kendrick just put the nail on the coffin. I'm not saying that Drake's career is over. He can bounce back by making music, but it's not going to be what it used to be. Meaning when he drops something, it might not automatically go #1, might not already be a smash hit. None of that. Kendrick pretty much exposed that. So we're not overreacting. We're going based off of what he's doing. Now, if he dropped his music like he normally does and not trying to test the waters and be discreet and all sneaky, it feels like he's throwing this out there to make people like you, Laker for Life, create a facade that he's okay and he's just making music. No, he's trying to see who's really paying attention to him and if these songs are really that good. How are people feeling about these records? Should I put out these records? Should I go back to doing songs like Take Care? Should I do Caribbean stuff? Where am I at right now? And that's a great, not great. Why I say great place. That's a place that you're just going to be at this point in his career. Somebody who consistently drops music is going to have that effect on people. So you just got to, you got to deal with it. Shout out to everybody who's watching me on Instagram, checking in. You say y'all are overanalyzing at this point. Just enjoy music or not. No, we're not overanalyzing it. Like I just showed you, he's the one who put No One Like Us. He's the one that got 21 Savage on a song where people are questioning if 21 Savage is going at Kendrick. That was strategic. Drake is trying to ride the wave off of this beef too, just in another way. Because what happens too, it's not just people like me, it's his fans who will say, oh, y'all acting like the GOAT is dead. Everything that he does, his fans are going to compare it to Kendrick, and his non-fans are going to compare it to Kendrick. The hip-hop purists are going to they're going to compare it to Kendrick, and everybody else is going to compare it to Kendrick. Until Drake drops a certified hit that got the whole club jumping or got the ladies crying or got the ladies glazing over him, it's just going to be what it's going to be. But that's the reason he didn't put this on DSPs. That's the reason he did not put these songs on streaming platforms. That's the main reason. You said Diddy, though, is it a confirmed burner account? Yeah, I haven't seen Drake come out and say it, but Drake follows the page. And all his fans, see, let me tell you this, man. When people throw stuff out there, you pay people to do that. You can pay people to create a narrative without you even having to confirm anything. He followed those pages and everybody's like, oh, that's his burner account. Man, listen, Man, like you said Drake definitely bothered. He threw shots at Cole on Twitter. I saw that too. I forgot about that. He threw shots at J. Cole too. He's still riding the wave off of this beef, ladies and gentlemen. And if you don't think so, you are tripping. Laker for life. He's trying. You can try to say it all in your head all day, man. Drake is just regularly making music and he's just giving it to his fans. Whatever. No, he's doing it with the purpose. If this Kendrick Lamar beef did not happen, you think Drake would have dropped a 3-song project with 100 gigabytes worth of content for free? Are you crazy? Do you know what record label he's on? And if these songs gain traction, how much you want to bet he puts them on DSPs? This is Drake that we're talking about. Somebody that regularly releases music for the hell of it and puts them on DSPs. He's trying to see what it is. He's trying to see. Not for nothing, though. That Lotto, though, could be a potential hit. The lady. Okay, he's trying to see if it's going to be a hit. If it is, and it's played on the radio, best believe it's going to be on DSPs because push-ups, the same thing happened. He saw y'all's reaction to it. He said, okay, bet they like it. Let me put it out. But yeah, Drake is spiraling. This goes to continue to show you that the man is spiraling. If you don't, you can not think that I'm right all day, but clearly I'm not in the wrong on this one. Charlemagne and me think alike a lot of, and I don't agree with everything Charlemagne says, but it's clear as day, bro. It is clear as day what Drake is doing right now. And I kind of feel bad for the man. And also, it was revealed that Drake and Party Next Door have a joint album. I think Drake was at his concert or something like that in Toronto, and he revealed that there's going to be a joint album with him and Party Next Door. Now, I can tell you this. This is another reason Drake is spiraling. Do y'all think that Drake would have put out a project with Party Next Door, a joint album, if this Kendrick Lamar beef didn't happen? Do you think Drake would have put out this Party Next Door joint album, which is allegedly dropping in the fall? Does this album happen without the Kendrick battle? I think not. First of all, let me tell you this. I'm definitely not checking this out. I've checked out his other projects with collaborations like the 21 Savage one. That was cool. Yeah, definitely the Future one. But Party Next Door, I can't even name you one Party Next Door album. But if he releases it as a joint album, even though people will compare it to the whole Kendrick thing, whatever, right? It's still going to be in another scope because his fans and everybody else could defend it as this is a joint album. This isn't a Drake album. And traditionally, joint albums don't sell as much or are not as successful as the solo albums, meaning Jay-Z and Kanye have had bigger first week sales in their solo careers than they did with Watch the Throne. But Watch the Throne was still big. Drake has sold more solo-wise than he has with Future and 21 Savage. Now, him, Future, and 21 Savage put up some big numbers, but Drake has done bigger numbers by himself. When Eminem put out Bad Meets Evil with Royce da 5'9", the first week sales or the sales in general, I think that album just went gold, which is way significantly lower than any of Eminem's projects that came out. I'm about to say Engineer. So yeah, putting out a joint album with Party Next Door is another way of testing the waters and just to say, hey, I'm putting out music and I got to see what sticks. And also I am obligated to put out music. I'm obligated to put out music. And let me tell you why he's obligated to put out music. He can't take a break in music. Drake cannot not take a break in music. Now, I was one of those people after the battle happened, and I've been saying this. Drake needs to go on an island somewhere, Turks and Caicos, cut everybody off, chill, get some incense burning, and get on his mojo. Because right now, I can't tell if he is a 25-year-old rapping in a 37-year-old body, or I can't tell if he's a TikToker, whatever the case may be. Drake needs to take a break. I feel that way musically, artistically. I think that man needs to take a break. However, he's not going to, ladies and gentlemen. And I came to this realization especially after yesterday when he dropped this. I thought about it. I said, you know what? Remember that deal he signed a couple of years ago that was worth $350 million with Universal? That's the reason. That's the reason he can't stop. I mean, he has to continue to make music. He can't stop making music. He can't take a break. When they paid him all that money, right? That was in the contract. He has to fulfill those obligations. See, if I'm paying somebody $350 million in this streaming era, I got to make sure I get my money back and more. That's the whole point of it. I'm gonna go ahead and pay you $350 million. But I need to be able to have I don't know if they got his masters or whatever the case may be, but you're gonna have to fulfill those contractual obligations. So he has to continue to pump out music. Imagine if Drake took a break right now. I think this is just from my observation. I think Universal be like, Negro, what are you doing? No, we need another #1 album. Even if it's not a solo album, he needs to put out singles. Drake needs to put out collab albums. He got to do all of this to keep his name up there to stay #1 because he is a mega selling artist. Now his sales have dwindled, or I ain't gonna say dwindled. That's a strong word. My bad. They've decreased recently. Certified Lover Boy sold like 200,000 more the first week than For All the Dogs, right? And I feel like if he dropped another project this year, it might be lower than the last time. So the thing is, he has to keep pumping out this music because he got a deal worth $350 million. You think that somebody that got paid that much can just sit around and not make any music? Oh, no. Nah. Whether it's working with other artists or whatever the case may be, he has to fulfill those contractual obligations. He has to. What up, Kennedy? You say, hey, Red, shout out to y'all, man. Y'all do me a favor. If you got any change to give your boy, any dollars you want to throw, support the show, hit that super chat for me. It could be $1, $5, it don't matter. If you love me, make sure you hit that super chat. You said that's the easy narrative to go with, though. Anything he does in there, he wouldn't have done this if it wasn't for it. Yeah, I mean, you're right. But it's a narrative nonetheless. You said, I assume there would be more due to Kendrick staring up the diss songs in the Gemini season. I assume that Drake will come back with more. Scorpion, Jay Prince not getting involved, make all this look superficial, but now makes me, yeah, exactly. That's why independent is a better choice. I feel it. Yeah. Drake had a point when he was starting his career. You remember he was a franchise and people were just like, is he going to stay independent or is he going to sign with Cash Money or sign with Universal or whatever? And he chose to sign with Cash Money. He could have been groundbreaking and been independent, but, in retrospect, he wouldn't be able to be as big as who he is now. But, oh, yeah, I'm quite sure that's a 360 deal he got too. Come on, man. We're in a streaming society right now. Do you think a record label will pay anybody $350 million without them being able to continue to put out music, especially people don't buy physical copies like they used to? How are they going to get all their money back? Music, endorsements, everything. They getting a cut of all of that. Now, Drake got that money, of course, but Drake, that's why this Kendrick Lamar battle really hurt him. And in retrospect, he shouldn't have got into it. In retrospect, he shouldn't have responded. Now, I get it. I would have been the ones talking trash. He don't want it with Kendrick, man. He afraid of Kendrick. I know. I would have did that. Yes, I would have did it. I would have been guilty of that. But if I were Drake, in Drake's shoes, Drake got more money than everybody. He's worth more than everybody. Is it smart to put everything on the line to mess up your situation just because of a rap battle? Obviously, was that important to him, and he just got to deal with it. He got to deal with it. Zero, you said, would he have been able to get that co-sign from Wayne, who didn't even like his music to begin with, without signing the Cash Money? Nope, probably not. Probably not. Ain't no telling. I just remember at that time, that was like 2009, before he officially signed with Cash Money, it was the big talk of the town. What's he gonna do? But this isn't that Cash Money contract. This is years later. I think this deal was in like the last 2-3 years. And he brags about it, $350 million, but he cannot take a break from music, ladies and gentlemen. He cannot. That's the solid reason why. Now, of course, J Red could be wrong, but if somebody paid you $350 million, do you think they would want you to take a break musically? Now, he needs to, because it will make better music for us, right, as fans. But business-wise, it makes sense for him to keep putting out music. But at this particular point, he has to be strategic because it's going to be compared to another artist. And Drake is not going to make a hit better than Not Like Us right now. That's not possible. It's not. Can Drake make a hit? Yeah, he can make a hit, but it's not going to be as massive as Not Like Us. Not Like Us ladies and gentlemen. I don't even think that dropped off the top 3 of the Billboard charts. It's currently sitting at number 3. This hasn't died down and has been red hot since it came out. This is going to go until the end of the year. Well, I'll say this. By December, I wouldn't be surprised if it's still in the top 50. And in this day and age, it's easy for a song to fall off after coming out being number 1. So, yeah, Drake can't take a break musically. Now, let me talk about this. Now, DJ Mustard was recently clowned for his low album sales the first week. He was recently clowned. Now, he put out the album, DJ Mustard album, compilation album called Faith of a Mustard Seed. I think it dropped not last Friday, but the Friday before last. Now, Academics, of course, was waiting on this because Mustard is the hottest producer out right now because he has the number 1 song out right now. Kendrick is the hottest artist. Collectively, they got the biggest song out right now. So all eyes are on Kendrick Lamar, Mustard, TDE, whoever has anything to do with it. Now, he sold, I think, 18,000 equivalent album units the first week. And of course, Academics posted that, and then he clowned him for it. He clowned him for it. And the only reason that people are paying attention to DJ Mustard's album sales the first week is because of Kendrick Lamar. It's only because of K-Dot. Let's be real. Raise your hand in here, and you're in the chat. Raise your hand if you be quick to check out an album by a DJ. Let me know in the comment section right now if you're watching. Let me know if you have ever ran to the store to get an album by DJ Envy, DJ Drama, DJ Khaled. Raise your hand if you've ever ran to the streaming platforms to hear an album that a DJ put out. Now, Khaled is the only exception, but other than DJ Khaled, who have you ran to and just been like, man, I got... Now, Gangsta Grills is a mixtape, but I'm talking about an album that came out retail in stores. How many of y'all look forward to a DJ album or a producer album? Not Kanye, because Kanye is an artist, but like back in the day when Pharrell Williams, like the Neptunes, right? When they put out an album and Swizz Beatz put out an album and all, like who in large bulk goes to those and they sell millions and millions of records? Hell, even Timbaland, like in large bulk, he's one of the more successful ones. But I bring all that up to say is that people weren't flocking to see a DJ Mustard album before. Have some of them been successful? Kind of, but they hadn't been platinum, from my understanding. You said, I doubt a lot of folks already started getting tired of not like it's been old news, even instead. No, that's just a narrative to be correct. If people were tired of it, Laker for Life, why is it number 3 on the charts? Hot 100. I'm a DJ. I play that every weekend. Same reaction. People get up and dance. They're not tired of the song. If you're tired of it, you're just not used to a song being red hot for this long. But yeah, Maya, I'm talking, I'm talking about albums for sure. But as a DJ, I would Mustard, yes, but I love the West Coast. Okay. Who you talking about? DJ Charisma. Okay, OG Ron C. But in large bulk, I don't know people. I've been collecting CDs since I was a little junt, and I've never went over somebody's house and I saw DJ mixtapes, but I've never seen a DJ album. So the Mustard thing, he wasn't gonna sell. Like, say the Kendrick Lamar beef didn't happen, he wouldn't have sold 100,000 records, equivalent album units the first week. And something else Charlamagne was trying to say too. He was like, should we be counting streams? Because I'm sure Mustard got millions of streams, but just because you get millions of streams doesn't equate to album sales. So, how many of y'all feel like we shouldn't put album sales mixed with streams? Because it's real confusing. Because if we're going straight off album sales, ain't nobody selling nothing. The only people who sell stuff is like Eminem, Kendrick, Drake, the people who actually buy physical copies of CDs and vinyl and cassettes, all that stuff, right? But yeah, I've never ran to go check out a DJ album unless it was a mixtape. So it's just because of Kendrick. That's it. And it was a way to hate on it. But I bet you this, if Kendrick drops an album, you think it'll sell 18,000? Nah. Then you shut up then. But anybody that has anything to do with Kendrick right now, they're gonna look to see what they do. So it's fine. You can clown DJ Mustard, but you're only doing that because he has Not Like Us right now. And even since he does have Not Like Us, that's not going to make people want to listen to a whole album for DJ Mustard or by DJ Mustard rather. No. Now, if DJ Mustard has a lot of songs produced on a Kendrick album, oh yeah, for sure. But just the Mustard album, nah, that wasn't enough to make people want to go check that out. You said Mustard still won Not Like Us. Still a winner. He's still winning. Still winning. A lot of people don't understand. A lot of DJs use Tidal when they DJ. Some use strings. Playing in the club. But yeah, that's the only reason for that. That's the only reason for that. So stop capping. All right, now let's move on. Speaking of Kendrick, did y'all see where Big Sean claimed that Kendrick Lamar apologized? Now, for proper context, let y'all check this out. Where is it at? All right, so Big Sean, he got a project coming out. This is fair use, by the way. He did a sit-down interview with Charlamagne. I'm not going to play all of it, but this is when he was talking about the whole Kendrick Lamar thing because, he put out a freestyle recently. People thought he was talking about Kendrick Lamar, but he's dispelling the rumors of a beef. But this in particular, what I'm going to play for you, stuck out, and it had people saying that Kendrick apologized. So let's hear this.
Somebody else got my phone.
Somebody grab Sean's phone.
I essentially
don't need to misquote him.
Yeah, I ain't trying to misquote.
Fair use. Now he's talking about an exchange that happened between him and Kendrick right here. He's pulling out his phone, so listen up.
Because I don't give a fuck that much to misquote a nigga.
And how long ago was this? You said right after Nip died.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I mean, you can read my stuff too.
You want me to read it?
No.
Okay,
I don't think we should read it because I think that's kind of like bitch made, but I want you to kind of like see the sentiment of it. Hold on. So this is me, and then this is him. What up, champ? Yes, we're in great grievance.
That's real.
Wrongly. So in a sense, I don't want to say it. He apologized in a sense for going that far, and for that shit coming out, right?
Yeah.
Hold up. So did you hear what he just said? The man said that Kendrick Lamar apologized in a sense. Let's continue to keep hearing.
So I wanted to show you that because in a sense, he apologized, right?
Yeah.
So if Kendrick apologized for that same leak that I heard prematurely, right, that he didn't use, it's like, then it leaks fully later, right? And people hear it, and we already discussed it. And he said, appreciate the shout out on a Nipsey song.
Mm-hmm.
I already addressed it on the song with Nip.
Mm-hmm.
Lack of communication or wrong information for.
All right, so I just wanted to play that just for proper context. So my thing is this. Keyword is in a sense, because I saw people on Twitter and everybody was just like, oh, y'all got on J. Cole for apologizing, but you're not going to get on Kendrick Lamar. He said apologize in a sense. And I bet you if we read that text, we might see it differently. Now, I'm not co-signing and being like Kendrick he's so almighty, he ain't apologized. I would have to read those text messages to see, because if Kendrick apologized, like straight out apologizing, J. Cole went up there and said, hey man, I ain't mean to, I took a shot at you, but I only want let's take it off streaming platforms, whatever. It didn't sound like Kendrick Lamar actually apologized per se. We would just have to read the text messages. I'm not running with that narrative. So all you K-Dot haters who trying to run with a narrative, oh, he apologized and all this other stuff, I ain't trying to hear that. There you go. 1, show the full conversation if you're trying to push that narrative. 2, diss the homie and stop backtracking. Thank you, J Money 15. That's what I'm saying. I want to see the full convo, because you said in a sense that could be very misleading. And yeah, diss him and stop backtracking. That's what not Kendrick, but Big Sean, right? Big Sean has been, it feels like sneak dissing him for so long, and he puts stuff out and he always says it ain't about Kendrick. It's for anybody. But obviously it's about Kendrick. So just stand on it. That's what my thing is. Like, I wouldn't need to sneak diss anybody. I feel like or if somebody asks me about it, I could be like, if the shoe fits, wear it. But don't go into a battle or trying to insinuate that you want a battle, but you ain't war ready. That's how I feel too. You know what I'm saying? So show the full conversation. I didn't run with that narrative, and you be lucky if Kendrick don't take some shots at you again on this next album. Acknowledgement of doing wrong is considered an apology, not saying I'm sorry for what I did. So when I sent saying I acknowledge that what I did offended you, an apology, and sorry, I did not mean to type it of an apology. Yeah, I would have to see it. I would have to see it at the end of the day. You know what I'm saying? But I'm not gonna run with that narrative. I'll say that. Shout out to everybody in the chat. If you're in, do me a favor, y'all. Hit that like button if you have not already. We got some people in here. We got many people in here. Do me a favor, hit that like button, and make sure if you're on Facebook, make sure that you share this. And if you're on Instagram right now, holla at me. Let me know that you up in here. But yeah, if you're enjoying this right now, also hit that fire emoji because we got some more to cover, some more to talk about. Man, excuse me, but yeah, I would have to see more. I have to see more of that. Now, let's go into some politics. Let's go into some politics right now. Now, a couple of my videos about Kamala Harris have went viral, semi-viral recently. It's been getting a lot of discussion and stuff like that. And I've been very critical of Kamala Harris. I have been very critical of Kamala Harris. Now, the first thing, before I jump in to talk about Trump, I had my cousin and then a couple other people ask me, you know, you talking about Kamala, but why aren't you talking about Trump? Let me tell you this. Trump is a Republican. Republicans, from my perspective, they don't feel like they're reaching or desperately trying to get the black vote. It feels like the Republicans lay out their policies, say what they're trying to do, and if you roll with it, you roll with it, but if you don't, forget you. The Democrats feel like they're for black people. Let's keep it a buck. They push black presidents. They're for black people. They shame you, black people, if you don't vote and all this other stuff, right? So it feels like, and they try to relate to us, right? By getting Megan Thee Stallion to twerk on stage and come to our churches and all this other stuff. Not saying Republicans don't, but the Democrats feel like they're for black people, right? When you see a bunch of black folks talking about voting, 9 times out of 10, they're talking about the Democrats. So that's why, and it feels like it's of the culture. So that's why you might see me talk about Kamala a lot. Also, we know Trump ain't nothing. I'm not even expecting anybody to vote for this man. You know, we know Trump is racist. We know Trump has his things going on. Like, he's already the bad guy. So I don't feel like I should do a show about addressing that if I already know he is a bad guy. Now, if he does something crazy, of course, I'll talk about it, but he already ain't nothing. You know what I'm saying? I want to say S-H-I-T, but I'm trying to refrain from using profanity on here because I don't want my money to get limited, but or monetization to get limited. But the thing is with Trump, I would be sounding like a broken record. We know Trump says stuff. Now, if it's funny, I'll say it's funny, but I mean, I'm not no Trump supporter. You know what I'm saying? The Democrats feel like they want my vote. So that's who I address the most. Now, of course, I'm going to talk about Trump at this particular moment because he appeared on Aiden Ross's program. Now, Aiden Ross is a big time streamer. I think like a Generation Z streamer. I don't be watching nothing. I wasn't even familiar of who he was until a couple of months ago. But he's like the white Kai Cenat, I want to say. But Trump appeared on there, and Trump was talking about different things. I didn't watch all of them. I saw a couple of clips, in particular the one talking about Young Thug. Now, of course, Young Thug is currently sitting behind bars right now. Have they already? No, they didn't do a mistrial yet, but you know, a lot of people feel like he's been done wrong by the justice system because of Fonnie Willis, right? A lot of people feel like Fonnie Willis is you know, doing him wrong. And Trump, she's a prosecutor for Trump with the whole voting fraud stuff that went on that Trump got arrested for. So Aiden Ross asked Donald Trump about Young Thug, and of course Donald Trump had to say like, yeah, like he should be treated fairly, blah, 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 right? Now, thing is, it was smart for Trump to appear on there because his team is got their ear to the streets on that particular side on who he should talk to. And one thing that people were saying is that Trump was smart for doing that because it appeals to a different demographic, a different audience, the younger audience. Smart. Now, with that being said, let's talk about your girl Kamala Harris. Kai Cenat rejects Kamala Harris interview. That's right. Allegedly, he said it. He said it. Let me show y'all what happened with Kai Cenat. Where is it at? Okay, it's right here. I got a lot of stuff from the Breakfast Club right now. But listen to this. Have the audacity. Fair use, by the way. This is Kai Cenat, and this is Charlemagne and the Breakfast Club covering it. Listen to this.
Who gonna have the audacity to text me, we need you a part of the campaign. At first I was thinking she was talking about like a game, a video game, like a modern warfare game. I'm like, what campaign? If this some way, somehow, something was to go into where I do the stream of politics, I'm going to be 100% honest. I'm going to sit on my stream and say, why did you guys call me?
Dropping the clues bomb for Kai Cenat. Kai, hit me and tell me who sent you that text, man. Because whoever on Vice President Kamala Harris' team hit Kai Cenat to do a live stream, they need to be fired. Okay, stop letting social media run her campaign. You saw Trump go on Aiden Ross, and you saw the attention that garnered. You saw the headlines that got. You saw social media start saying the vice president needs to go on Kai Cenat, and you ran to go make that happen. Not even stopping to think, is this organic? Does Kai Cenat?
Yeah, that part right there.
Not even care about politics? You know why?
Does he even know anything about it? Have questions? He might be supportive of Trump. We don't know.
No, he's not supportive of Trump. Cut it out.
You don't know who he supports.
I know he don't support no Trump. You know why the Trump Aiden Ross scream worked? Because Aiden Ross had real interest in Donald Trump. And I do believe politicians should absolutely meet people where they are, but it still has to make sense. Let it be something organic. There is a lot of places the VP can go to get in front of a younger audience. There are influences, Kai age, you know. I don't know. Like I said, I'm all from meeting people where they are, but it also has to make sense.
But Kai Cenat has I've never heard Kai Cenat mention politics one time. Not even talk about it at all.
No.
So we don't know what his interests are, what he cares about, what he likes. Not at all. We know he's the biggest streamer.
Now I feel that. Thing is, you have to be able to read the room, right? Now, later on in the interview, well, in the broadcast, Charlemagne suggested that maybe Kamala goes on, what's that show? 85 South Show. Maybe 85 South Show, $1 million worth of game. I'm throwing that out there. There are different podcasts and different platforms you could go on outside of just going on the Breakfast Club, regular radio, traditional radio formats. You can go on podcasts, but I feel him like, what's the dude name? Aiden Ross is a Trump supporter. He's into politics, from my understanding, so it made sense for Trump to go on there. Kai Cenat, when have you ever seen a politician on Kai Cenat's platform, right? Now, I do agree going on Kai Cenat would be better than having Megan Thee Stallion up there twerking, but you have to meet people where they are. And that was my whole criticism last week of the Megan Thee Stallion thing. It was a slap in the face to Black community, particularly Black women, because it showed that we're just a bunch of hypersexual beings that will take our booties to the poll and vote. That ain't gonna get it. You need to meet people where they are. Because I saw a lot of y'all making those excuses, talking about some, well, young women look up to Megan Thee Stallion and all, and I'm like, yeah, how come she couldn't come to that, to Kamala's rally to speak to the people, right? But clearly, to double back on what Charlemagne was saying, yeah, it did look like, and Charlemagne actually spoke on that. So they probably heard what Charlemagne said, saw the social media reaction and engagement and the impressions that Trump got from appearing on that streaming platform, and then saying, hey, well, Kai Cenat is Black, right? Go appear on there. You could talk to the youth. And Kai Cenat was like, huh? What? I don't even talk about this stuff. So yeah, Kamala is scrambling right now. And that wasn't a good look. So I agree with Charlemagne. Like, Kamala should go on some other platform that's tapped in with the youth, or tapped in with not just the youth, but people like me. I mean, I wouldn't call myself the youth. You know what I'm saying? I'm not old, but like, how could you reach me to talk about your policies? I watch a podcast, right? Not only Breakfast Club, but I watch Drink Champs, $1 Million Worth of Game, Joe Budden podcast. That would be a great podcast to go on, Joe Budden podcast. I watch that all the time. So yeah, something like that. But don't go to these Gen Zers who probably don't even talk about politics, unless they do talk about politics. But you got to read the room, and that's something Kamala is not doing. She's out of touch. You saying they playing thug. I watched it earlier. You said Trump will always get through because he's transparent with his effery. Harris is trying to hide it and showing us what she thinks about African Americans. Yes, indeed, zero. Preach. I can see why Kamala reached out to Kai. It will always look like a genius move for the first person to do it and corny for the next person to do it. Okay. My question is, if people who believe in voting don't like either candidate, why not go independent? Banger. 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 You said if Kai was smart, he would stay out of it. He might possibly lose his fan base once you get involved. Yep. See, you got to know your engagement, right? You got to know what people come to you for. Like y'all, you lovely people with me right now. Y'all come each and every week because you know that I talk about stuff that you want to hear about. I cover stuff that piques your interest. We can disagree, we can argue, we can do whatever, but at the end of the day, we're having a discussion. But you also know I talk about politics on here. So that's another thing. So if Kamala or Donald Trump wanted to come to my platform, come to Resview. I talk about that. But if all I did was just talk about music, and then I tell you, hey, y'all, I got one of these presidential candidates coming. Well, y'all will be happy because it's a presidential candidate. Let's talk about, let's say, a city council person. If I just did music on Resview, and then I had a person running for city council coming on here, y'all be like, I'm not gonna watch this. What? J Red don't even talk about politics. He don't even talk about all this other stuff. But you know I do. And you would be intrigued to see, well, okay, what are they going to talk about? You know, I talk about conscious stuff all the time. So if Dr. Umar came on here, you'd be like, let me listen to what he got to say. If I had Dr. Boyce Watkins, if I had Tariq Nasheed, you know, if I had different people like that come on here, you'd be like, okay, what's he going to talk about? But if y'all know me just only talking about music, you'll be like, okay, I ain't finna watch this. What is J Red doing? Ooh, imagine Harris on Fresh and Fit. Now that would be hilarious. But nah, I see Trump going on Fresh and Fit way before Kamala. She wouldn't go on there. I went on Instagram and seen Fonnie Willis' page, and she's a strong supporter of Kamala, which just makes sense. But Kamala loved picking up black male. Guess who had? Who's on the third case for sure. It would be smart to go somewhere where it's, you know, Breakfast Club, of course, but somewhere outside of that, it would make sense to go, but not on Casanat. Not on Casanat's platform. That wouldn't be smart. But I think, like I said, man, I think that Kamala and her team can't read the room, or they choose not to, and they're trying to scramble and get people to vote for him. I feel like this, honestly. I feel like Trump is going to take it. You know, I didn't say I'm a Trump supporter. I just feel like right now in the game, it's too late. Trump is going to take it. Could be wrong, but that's what it's looking like. That's what it's looking like. Now, let's move on. Out of politics, let's go back into music for a little bit. Cardi B is never dropping a second album. No sophomore album. What are you talking about, J Red? Well, in case you've been hiding under a rock, Cardi B revealed that she's pregnant once again. What is this? Is this baby number 3 with Offset? How many kids they got? They got 2, right? I know one's name is Culture. I think this is baby number 3. And shout out to my homeboy Coop the Trill. Coop the Trill said that she was pregnant before she announced it. And I don't pay attention to Cardi B, so I wouldn't know. But she announced that she's pregnant, but I think she also said that she has a second album coming out, whatever. Regardless, look, I think Cardi likes music, but I think she wants to be a mother more. And that's perfectly fine. I think that I always said this, I don't think she expected to blow up as big as she did. She happened to be good at what she does and has been successful. But I don't think she's a true MC. I think she's an artist that loves music and making music, but I don't think she's a true MC or a true artist. Because if you're a true artist, true MC, you would have been put out a solo project, not unless you like Dr. Dre or somebody who has to really just sit on it and think of it. But I don't think music is in her like it is in a J. Cole, like it is in a Drake, a Kendrick Lamar that has to put stuff out, or a Nicki Minaj. Nicki Minaj loves putting out music. I think that Cardi likes putting out features, but an album, that takes a lot. And I think she's hard on herself, but I also think she just might be on her Rihanna stuff right now. Like, Rihanna don't make music anymore. I think Rihanna is an artist, but I don't think I think after a certain while, she is a woman and she just like, look, and she got billions. So it's like, why do I need to keep doing this? I got what I wanted. The music industry is tough to be in. When I put out an album, that means I got to go on tour, which means I'm going to be away from my babies and all this other stuff. What was Cardi doing beforehand? She would be on Love and Hip Hop. She would get on her Instagram and talk her ish. You know what I'm saying? That's what she does. So I think she has a love for that. Music just happened to be something that she liked and she was good at on the side, and it blew up. But I don't think that music is truly in her spirit to put a second album out. That's why we haven't had a second album, in my personal opinion. Now that she announced that she's pregnant, that's even more of a delay. More of a delay. You say, I'm sitting out. I don't think making music is fun to her anymore. Yeah, I think she, like I said, I think she likes the aspect of it, and she's getting on features and stuff like that. She likes performing, but do you think Cardi B wants to go on a tour? Has she even been on a worldwide, like a tour? I don't know. But I don't think she likes that hustle of the music industry. She just likes getting on tracks and doing her thing. You know what I'm saying? And people be, oh, that was dope. I don't think she cares about platinum plaques and all that other stuff. That's why she's been getting so mad at people for going in on her, talking about, dang, it's a lot of artists that have passed you up, like Megan Thee Stallion and JT and everybody. Now, they may not have sell as many records as Cardi, but their hustle is still there. And I think Cardi is afraid to put out another project because by this time, if it's not as successful as the last one, it's going to look like a failure. And musically, she don't even write her music, so she probably don't know where to go. She just throws stuff out, see what sticks, but it's afraid to put out an album. And that's okay. I always felt like she was more of an Eazy-E. You know what I'm saying? And Eazy-E's one of my favorite artists, but he wasn't a traditional rapper. He just signed checks, had NWA, and happened to do it because it made sense to him. It made money for him. So that's why he put it out. But don't expect a Cardi B sophomore album. I'm just saying that if it does come out, I will be surprised. Now, let's move on to this. Now, this is something that's very, very, very interesting. Very interesting. Let me see. Yeah, I got it right here. So Jon B criticized for calling Gunna and Chloe ratchet. What happened, J Red? Jon B. Now, he is the white sensation. They call him like Blue-Eyed Soul, him, Robin Thicke. Give me somebody else. Who else is like a white singer? Like Tina Marie. Those white people that sound black when they sing. Jon B. Jon B's made some great music, recorded with Tupac, but he was criticized for calling Gunna and Chloe ratchet. Now, let's see what he had to say about Gunna and Chloe. Let me pull this up. Fair use, by the way. Listen to this.
R&B legend Jon B is back in the headlines once again. And this time he...
Hold on. Y'all give me a second. Let me see if I can go just straight to the clip.
We're going to do a deep dive of They Don't Know.
Oh, okay, cool.
So,
yeah. Fair use.
They Don't Know. I'm aware. I know Tim Kelly or Tim and Bob was a part of that one as well, right?
Oh, yeah. They did the track. Absolutely. Yeah. It does get sampled every year,
sure.
By someone. Last year was Gunna and Chloe Bailey.
That's right.
They put that ratchet record out that I couldn't stand.
Oh, man.
And I wish they never did.
Man.
And actually never got my rights to do that record either. So we gotta holler about that.
Got some business to take care
of. That's some business shit we gotta handle.
Yeah.
All right. So that's what he said about the Chloe record. So they sampled They Don't Know. I never heard that song until I saw this thing, but he got backlash for that. Now, the reason that he got backlash for saying that is because he used the keyword ratchet. Now, a lot of the black community, or I ain't gonna say a lot of, but the black community felt a certain type of way about a white man in our culture using the word ratchet on other black people. So for my black folks that are in here right now, how did y'all feel about Jon B using the word ratchet? Now, I get what he was saying in the sense of, okay, I don't like what they did with my song. I don't like what they did with my song. It's just when you use the word ratchet, just like the N-word, right? Now, ratchet isn't the N-word, but we know what that insinuates when you say ratchet. You think of a sexy red, you think of a ghetto black person. So if a white person uses that word, do you get offended? Like, meaning like, hey, if you see a white hip-hop fan and they're just talking about some music that's out, and I say, do you like sexy red? They go, nah, she's too ratchet. Now, if they say she's too dirty, she's too vulgar, she's too nasty, sexually explicit, hypersexual. That's one thing. But if a white person says, nah, man, she too ratchet, how would you feel about that? How would you feel about that? You said they don't know it as Jon B. I'm not mad about people. I'm not mad about it. People should care about how their stuff is used, and he shared why. So, yeah, I mean, this is two ways to look at it. I get why black people would be upset about him using that word, right? However, he is describing the music of what we call it. Now, ratchet isn't a derogatory term like the N-word, right? Because we'll call ourselves ratchet and all this other stuff. And ratchet is something we came up with. The N-word is something that was created by the oppressor. And we flipped it and made it a term of endearment. So that's different. But if somebody makes ratchet music, is it wrong for somebody of another race group to call it that? Because we label it. Like if I say I make gangster music and if somebody be like, okay, J Red is a gangster, right? But gangster did come from like the mafia kind of thing. So I don't know. It's like I can see both sides of it on how people feel. You said, Maya, you said, is it not ratchet? Should he have phoned a friend to say it on his behalf? That's the thing. That's the thing. You said that song is a classic. Chloe Gunn is far from that. So I get his frustration, but I did side-eye his ratchet remark. Okay, we getting somewhere. Correct. Ratchet is just an ignorant way to say wretched. So it's like I see both sides of it. Could he have used a different word? Yeah, because a lot of people say, okay, white boy, you're too comfortable. You're too comfortable saying that, because if it's something we call ourselves outside of like gangster, or like if a white person says, no, that's hood, it's just okay, well, what are you trying to insinuate? So I get people's sentiments on him saying that, but I also get what he was trying to say. But I think as a white person, he should have used another word. It's just, it is what it is. Ratchet is definitely a subgenre of rap. I mean, it's speaking of subgenres, we're gonna get into that in a minute, but I get where he was coming from, but for the sake of discussion, I think he could have used something else. He used ratchet as if he was a black person talking, and I think that's what got people upset. I think that's what got people upset. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm thinking like right now, if a white person just says, man, that ratchet music, I'm like, you saying ratchet? Now, if they say, man, I like that gangster stuff, that gangster-ish, whatever, I'm still gonna look at you, okay. But if a white person say they like gangster rap, I mean, gangster rap is gangster rap. Trap, if they say trap, you know what I'm saying? Like, is that bad? Because it'd be like, I like trap beats, or rapping over trap beats, or listen to trap beats. That's not bad. But ratchet, that is saying ghetto. And if a white person says something is ghetto, I'm like, y'all created the ghetto. Y'all created ghettos. Ghettos, originally, black people didn't live in ghettos. Ghettos were a test with the government to put people who didn't make a lot of money into one area, and they called those ghettos. So y'all created this, and if you're white, by proxy, you're part of the system of white supremacy. So anything that we use to describe our poverty or our living conditions, our climate, ratchet just happens to be something that we use, but being a ratchet black person wouldn't be it if it wasn't for the system of white supremacy. You see what I'm saying? We wouldn't have that. That's a type of learned behavior from the oppressed system that we're in. Now, of course, just because I say black doesn't mean that it's ratchet, because you also have ratchet white people, but we would call them something else. They would probably call them hillbillies or something, but that's something we call it. And, you know, it is what it is with that. But you said this opens up a whole other conversation regarding the whole role of gatekeeping and what should be gatekept. Shout out to Jessica Sims. You said, I mean, it's his song. And he just simply stated he didn't like the remake. He didn't directly call them ratchet, just the remake. But I think it's just the way he used that word, though. The way he used that word. Zero, you said ghettos were in Europe. Check back. Yep, exactly. Imagine if this was Mariah Carey. Yeah, that's funny. That's funny. But a white man who sings black music, or just a white man in general saying, I can see both sides, y'all. That's what I'm saying. I can understand both talking points from it. And like I can agree with what Jessica's saying. we all put it like this. We all know what he's trying to say. He didn't like what they did with it. It didn't sound, they made it their sound instead of what he wanted the song to be. And obviously he didn't have full rights for it because he wouldn't have approved it, which I wonder if he got paid for it. But I get what he was trying to say, but I think that you got to tread lightly when it comes to our people, especially if you're singing our music. You know what I'm saying? And y'all know what I'm talking about, like that R&B soul type of stuff. So yeah. Now, speaking of subgenres, because we got this like one of the last topics we're talking about before this other one. So Ninth Wonder, I don't know if you all know who Ninth Wonder is, but Ninth Wonder, first of all, if you're watching, of course, I need to see a like on Facebook. Give me a like button on Facebook. I can't really see it on YouTube right now. Give me a like button on there. If you're watching on IG, shout out to you. You say he doesn't. I'm like a J. Okay. Yeah, it's people I can't stand. They need to have it to where the program I use, they put the comments from Instagram on here because I can't see them. That's why I've been periodically checking back. But anyway, if you're watching this right now, hit that like button. Also hit that share button on Facebook, all that good stuff. So Ninth Wonder, producer Ninth Wonder, one of the dopest producers in hip hop. He came from the group Lil Brother. I think, right? Isn't Ninth Wonder part of Lil Brother? I want to say from the Carolinas. But anyway, Ninth Wonder had something to say about hip hop being a subgenre, like subgenres in hip hop. Him and Q-Tip, well, Q-Tip responded to what he said, and it sparked up a interesting discussion that I wanted to talk about. So it says Q-Tip responds to Ninth Wonder saying, let me accept all the cookies, saying hip hop needs another subgenre. So Ninth Wonder said this. He said this Common and Pete Rock album, because Common is putting out an album with Pete Rock. This Common and Pete Rock album begs the conversation I've been having with folks for at least 20 years now. Adult contemporary hip hop needs its own category. Word to do it all from the Lords of Underground. We've been said this, homie. Then he went on to say, tell that so a fan said not at all that deep, bro. Album is fire. I can recognize that as hip hop, as a hip hop head. My wife, who's into Taylor Swift, can recognize it. Let's leave it at that instead of trying to magnify differences. So Ninth Wonder says, tell that to the moment in music history when they created the term neo soul. It not only separated it from other R&B styles, but it damn came with the starter kit. So Q-Tip added this to it. He said, adding adult contemporary, it would be nice to have everything in one pot, but if there is a need to do so, call it traditional hip hop, as adult will make ages prejudge. So, I mean, I can get that. Now, this is the thing. Hip hop already has subgenres. You know, you got emo hip hop, which is that stuff like I say Drake and Kid Cudi and them do. You got backpack rap. You got trap rap. It's a lot of this rap right now that, you know, of course they called it mumble rap. Hip hop already has subgenres. And I think it's okay to separate those. Now, I agree with Q-Tip saying traditional, because if you say adult contemporary, it does make it seem like, okay, that person is old. Or can a young person make adult contemporary music? You know what I'm saying? For example, R&B has adult contemporary radio stations, meaning that like the Tom Joyner Morning Show. Does that still come on? I'm quite sure it does. But Tom Joyner Morning Show, that station is adult contemporary, meaning you're going to hear oldies, but even if it's new songs, you're going to hear songs from Keith Sweat, Charlie Wilson. I mean, Billboard has adult contemporary charts. Hip hop doesn't have that. And I think it's because hip hop doesn't want to be classified as old. R&B doesn't care about that because you need to have separation in it. Hip hop saying traditional, I see what Q-Tip is saying, but saying traditional can make it look like somebody is saying, okay, this rap I'm doing ain't really rap then. So I'm offended as a youth when I listen to I grew up listening to all these artists that I look up to, and I'm rhyming. I may not be rhyming in the way that you're saying it, but I'm still rhyming. So what I'm doing in hip hop, I think saying adult contemporary is better than saying traditional hip hop. Because I feel what Q-Tip is saying. Like, I agree, traditional hip hop, because Nas is traditional hip hop, Jay-Z is traditional hip hop. Pretty much everybody who does traditional hip hop is people who came out from the 80s all the way up until like the early 2000s. Like T.I. does traditional hip hop. I feel like, does Young Thug do traditional hip hop? No. Does give me somebody else. Does Lil Baby do traditional hip hop? No. That's more like melodic type of rap, trap rap, but also trap rap could go different ways because Master P was a trap rapper in my opinion. But I do feel like a Pete Rock and Common album could be labeled as adult contemporary. Or you could not even do a label. Let's just call it hip hop. But I see what he's saying. If you label it as adult contemporary hip hop, that could mean that for Grammy Awards or different award shows or radio stations, like, because right now we call them old school radio stations. But adult contemporary just means that, hey, I'm still making music, but it's labeled differently. Instead of just calling me an old school rapper, because that limits my airplay and all this other stuff. So adult contemporary stations, and I'm not any familiar with a lot of them, but you know what you hear on Hot 107.9, a common record ain't gonna be on that, because Hot 107.9 really caters to the current relevant youth. But if you got an old school station, you don't want to just play old school stuff. How about play some new stuff from older artists? You know, I agree with both sides, but I'm more of a fan of adult contemporary opposed to traditional, because I think that's where it can get real sticky. That's where it can get sticky. Now you say, yes, Knight was with Justice League. Oh, yep, and Little Brother and them. Yep. And you say hip hop is too versatile to not have subgenres. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. I agree with that. And we already have them now. You know what I'm saying? We have them now. But I feel what he's saying, like a Common and Pete Rock album shouldn't be in the same category as a Young Thug album. I think that's what he was trying to say. And he didn't mean any harm. I don't think he. Shout out to Natalie Lloyd. Shout out to you. Hopefully you're a subscriber. If you have not subscribed, what are y'all doing? Subscribe to the channel. You said very true, but we don't want Common or Jay-Z competing with K-Dot. But K-Dot makes traditional, I would call him a traditional rap artist. And he makes adult contemporary, because I feel like adult contemporary means that you make mature sounding music. You know what I'm saying? But it does get it kind of gets sticky, because you could be like, okay, what would you classify as mature sounding? Because Kendrick is 36, Jay-Z is 50. So you mean to tell me Jay-Z would have more mature music than Kendrick? You know, it just gets sticky. It gets real sticky. But anyway, man, last thing I want to cover. Did y'all see the Lox Tiny Desk concert? Oh my man. If you have not seen that concert, you're doing a disservice to yourself. When you get finished with this show, this live, when I tap out, I want you to go check that out. You'll be doing yourself a favor if you watch that show, man. It was quick. It wasn't even that long. I think they did like 5 songs. They didn't even do all the songs, but man, it was on fire. Great Tiny Desk, especially the last song. The last song they did was We Gonna Make It. And the way that they had the band play We Gonna Make It, man, speaking of traditional rap, like, man, the Lox, if you've seen their versus battles or seen their live performances, they don't use any backtracks. I mean, you don't use backtracks on Tiny Desk anyway, but the way they were flowing was real good, concise, on point. You could tell those boys are healthy in the gym, eating right. It was a real beautiful show, man. So y'all, if you're a hip hop fan, please go check out the Lox Tiny Desk. That was real good. Real good. You say, yeah, it gets sticky. I wouldn't want to see it. Yeah, exactly. Shout out to Natalie Lloyd. But yeah, man, like I said, if you have not seen this, you're doing a mad disservice to yourself. You got to go check that out. You got to. One more thing I want to show y'all. If you haven't seen the anti-red campaign, hold on a second. I got to show y'all this. Hold on, just hold on. Let me share this screen with y'all. And of course, it's fair use because it's mine. Look at this commercial. Thank you, whoever hit that heart button. Shout out to you. Shout out to you. All right, so check this out, y'all. I say a lot of things that people are afraid to say.
Man, J Red is a hater.
I'm saying what I feel. That's not hating. It's critiquing.
He thinks he's right, but he's always wrong.
When it comes to topics in the hip hop culture, I'm always right.
Bro, I've been on J Red platform at least 5-6 times. He hasn't proven a point correct yet.
He's a perfect example of why everybody doesn't need a podcast.
I'm finna block him so that way I ain't gotta be on the show no more.
I used to help him shoot Red's View, but he done got out of control. He on his own.
All these artists he critiques, he wishes he was in their spot.
All these artists that I critique each and every week, I can rap better than all of them.
Somebody need to cancel this man's show.
Please come cut this man Wi-Fi off.
My Wi-Fi ain't going nowhere.
Man, this dude J Red thinks Drake doesn't have a classic album. He clearly was dropped on his head in the bass. The man hates on Sexy Red. She got the club jumping right now. Bro, if I gotta hear about Bone Thugs and Harmony one more time from J Red, he claimed they the greatest group of all time. Like Outkast never existed.
I mean, are they not the greatest rap group of all time?
Why doesn't he have any women on the show? Is he afraid of a little competition?
People sometimes do too much, say too much.
Say what?
Sometimes feel like you ever do too much or say too much.
No, I think I don't say enough. Boom. Red's View, baby. Red's View. The best podcast that is on YouTube right now. The best show that you're going to see, the best live stream show that you're going to see is Red's View. Shout out to everybody that checked that out. Shout out to everybody that checked that out. How did y'all like it? I know, Maya, you liked it. Laker for Life, this your first time seeing it? Let me know how y'all felt about that promo, man. Shout out to Shantae Hughes. My homie Shantae Hughes is in the building. In the building. Yeah. Sean actually helped me shoot that, by the way, too. But yeah. How did y'all feel about that promo? Did y'all rock with the promo? Speak now or forever hold your peace. Shout out to Instagram. Shout out to Instagram. Yep, salute to you, Shice. Shout out to everybody, man. If you haven't already, make sure that you hit the like button, subscribe to the YouTube channel, which is youtube.com/what? Red's View. Also, make sure that, hold on a second. Where's my thing? Where's my thingy thing? Let me stop sharing that. Also, make sure that you stream Rewind. My EP Rewind is on all streaming platforms. Make sure that you check out Rewind. A lot of people have been streaming the Freak song that I have with Kayla Love. It's been getting a lot of streams lately, so shout out to y'all freaky asses. But yeah, man, 5 blazing songs that sample some of your favorite songs from the 90s. Let me go ahead and hit that share button to show y'all the front cover of it. Y'all give me a second. This is it right here. This is available on all streaming platforms. Make sure that you check out Rewind. Just type in J-Red Rewind, and man, you're going to love it. For all the newcomers, all the new subscribers that are watching right now, I am a hip-hop artist, recording artist, and I got multiple projects that are out on streaming platforms. Do your boy a favor, because if you didn't hit the super chat, that is all good. Why don't you go get your boy streams up, or purchase it. Purchase it. It's great music. Go check that out right now. Right now, go check it out. But yeah, we got that going. My next wrestling event, I will be, because you know that I am a ring announcer. Did you not know that? Who knew that I was a ring announcer? I'm not a WWE. That'll come one day. But I am a ring announcer for Southern States Pro Wrestling here in the great city of Atlanta. So my next event will be this Sunday, August the 11th. August the 11th. Hit me up for details on that. What else I got? I'm not DJing this weekend. I don't have anything booked. But if you want to come to a DJ event of mine too, make sure that you follow me on Instagram, because I'm going to start posting whatever I have coming up. Usually I'll send a text out or a DM to people if I'm going to be at the W, whatever. I did 2 pool parties back to back this past weekend, and your boy was tired. I was at the W Hotel Sunday, and then Saturday I was at the Drip Club pool party. That's a party every Saturday. I'm not the DJ there every Saturday, but often I am there. That is at the rooftop of the Thompson Hotel. So if you're in the A, make sure you come check me out there. Oh, you say, oh, you know, I love it. Makes no sense that you don't have more subscribers. Exactly. We got to get these subscribers up, man. We got to get these subscribers up. So I depend on y'all too, man. I can only do so much, but I want people to make sure that you tell a friend to tell a friend, because the most powerful tool that I have is you all that tune into me every week to spread the word. That's the most effective tool that I have, the most effective promotional tool. Because the thing is, yeah, I agree with Maya. I should have more subscribers. Now, the viewership is dope because I've had quite a few videos that went viral on social media and different stuff like that. But I'm trying to get everybody to come to YouTube to become a subscriber. What you say, great show, bro. Most times I'm at work when you are live, but I'm glad that, yeah. Shout out to you, man. Lake for life. Yes, indeed. Hopefully, I can always catch you when you're not at work. But typically, like I said, I always go live Tuesday nights around 8:30. But today it was an exception. Sometime it could be Wednesday. It just depends. So, today was an exception. But yeah, y'all make sure that you share the video. Help me get more subscribers, get more traction to the page. I got to go handle some business. And also, if you see the stuff on social media, the promos, hit the share button on that. Create awareness of Red's View. And yeah, man, I got a lot going on. I'll be checking on y'all and keep hitting that like button. Anyway, y'all, this is J Red checking out Red's View. Have a good night.